Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome to another art stream. I hope you're doing good. I'm doing pretty much great. Yeah, had a bit of traveling to do this week, so I don't know. I'm a bit exhausted, but still I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm looking forward towards the weekend. And we already have the first viewers here. Gold, nice to have you here. I hope you're also doing good. And as you can see, this time we will continue with the volcanic painting that we did for Gibby in the last stream. And yeah, we'll continue with this. Yeah, and Gold, you're doing good. That's very cool. Something specifically cool happened to you? Maybe? I don't know. Are those golems photobashed? Indeed they are. What I did here is I created some images with Midjourney, and I exported them, moved them around a bit, and you can pretty much see that they are a bit of another graininess, and I want to get rid of this during the stream. And we also did some photo bashing here in the landscape. It's still, I think for the most part, this works okay, but we have to do a couple of things to make everything flow. So this will be something that we need to take care of. I hope the music isn't too loud. Okay, so I think that might be better. I hope you can understand me now a bit better. And yeah, let's tackle that issue first, I would say. Let's go for the golems, and what I want to do first is to get rid of all of those grainy little elements, and mix sounds much better now. Thank you. That is very good. So let's take care of the golems. First things first, I'm gonna select them, and I'm gonna select the inverted area, remove that, and now we are using the smart smoothing function. I hope that works. I think that's pretty nice. And now we can continue to refine this. So let's start by doing this. And I've got a week of holiday, nice, I'm so jealous. Designed and calculated a lot of guitar designs, and picked up my hobby, bowling again. That's so cool. I would like to go bowling too. I mean, since Corona happened, I think there wasn't much bowling to do. I mean, yeah, now you could do it, but it's so far away, if you know what I mean. So yeah, but I would really like to go bowling again. It's a great hobby. I think already just by smoothing the whole thing, it looks a bit nicer. But still, we have a couple of things to do till everything looks right. And I also talked with Caro in the after the raid in the last stream, and she said they are kind of look a bit static. I don't think that were her words, but I think we could add maybe some yellow or orange lines here inside of those golems to really show that they are alive. I think that would be a nice idea. But first, let's just get to work and paint a bit. we need a bit of darker separation here. It might be too much, but something like that. A bit too much. But we will get there. Interesting, I just noticed that I'm drawing as well. That's so cool, Gold. I really like it when people are encouraged to paint on their own during my stream. I don't mind. I think it's a cool thing that I encourage people to draw. Really, I like that. So what are you currently drawing? Like guitar designs once more or something else? I don't even really know what you mean by guitar designs. You mean like stuff you really want to carve into wood or something like that to practically build a guitar? Or just like cool designs that you just think and... Yeah, I think you know what I mean. But it was already a few minutes before the stream notification happened. Oh, okay, that's also cool. Yes, 5-string fretless bass with a fretboard along the whole scale length. Oh, that sounds great. The end goal is to build them. That would be so cool. So if you want to, feel free to share your designs and I can say something about them. I mean, I can also just look if you prefer that, but I'm always interested in the project that people do. Sounds like really a great hobby also to really build these things. I'm very bad at building stuff with my two hands, except doing music and drawing. But everything else I kind of really suck at. How was your day? Yeah, I had a bit of trouble, not really trouble, but I had a lot of work to do, and I did take a trip to Leipzig and had a conference there, which was nice, but kind of was also exhausting. So yeah, I'm doing great, but I'm a little bit exhausted. Except that I had a great day. Nothing out of the ordinary except that. I remember reading that for sure yesterday. No stream will happen because of that. Yeah, I already posted that in the Discord. Hope that was okay, but nothing I could do. Yeah, I mean, I was home a bit earlier than expected, but then I was so groggy from the whole trip that I just went to not directly to bed, but I watched a bit of movies with my girlfriend, and we kind of fell asleep after a while. And Gaming Hamster, nice to have you here on stream. I hope you're doing great too. We will have, I think, a great long stream today. I'm really up for some retro games. I mean, I'm a bit exhausted, but sometimes when you are exhausted, you cross the line where it suddenly doesn't matter anymore. And I think I crossed that line. So. And Lawrensky, nice to have you here also on the stream. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, as I said, I'm doing pretty okay. Had a lot of work to do, and sorry about not streaming on Thursday. I was just so groggy from my work trips. But out of that, everything is pretty nice. And you need to save. I need to save. Okay, should do that. I might also need to drink something. Nice, nice, nice. I will constantly remind you to save. That's good, Gaming Hamster. That's very good. Since that one time we lost all of the progress. At the end, I don't think it was that big of a deal. at the moment, I was so depressed. Oh my gosh. Is that a whole gallon bottle? Yeah, actually, I think it's 2 liters, right? No, it's even more. It's 250 or something. Yeah, it's a big bottle. But when I have that near my PC, I don't forget to drink. If I don't have such a big bottle, I tend to forget to drink, and that is a bit bad. So yeah, good solution for me. It's just about half a gallon, or maybe 65% of a gallon. Aren't there like mega gulps, or however they are called in America, those really gallon-wide drinking cups for McDonald's, if you go epic or whatever they are calling that? It's really, really weird. I mean, if that's not a gallon and they have a gallon, I cannot even fathom drinking that much soda. I mean, even that bottle, it's... if I just think about it, I have to burp a bit. I think already this looks a bit more grounded in the background. I think I overdid it a bit with the details, right? I have to tone that down a bit. But yeah, it's coming along. I have to zoom in once more then. Something like that. I think we can emphasize the torso area quite a bit. So a bit more light in here. think this guy is a bit more detailed than he is. I don't know if we want the same level of detail for all of them. I have to experiment a little bit. How did you come up with that song name? Let me look which song name. Pareidolia. This is the psychological effect if you see a face or something in like a rock or tree or something like that. And I thought that was kind of the same feeling that I had while composing this track. It kind of reminded me of something that I saw in it. It's a bit difficult to explain in English, I guess, but yeah, that was why I chose that name. Usually my song names don't mean that much, but this is the one time it did. Okay. Let's give him some stones or stone muscles here at the top. Have to watch out not to overdo it with the shadows. And for the most part, it's looking pretty good. I think especially here in this area, I feel like it's a bit too much with the shadows. I think in the chest area it looks pretty okay. Nice. I think I need a bit more highlights, especially here at the edge. I think I can color pick from here. That's nice. I'm really kind of bad with anatomy, but at least I try to follow the semi-human forms, and I think that helps a bit with defining these guys. And I don't think there's oh god, the bell just rang. Okay. The coffee machine of my parents is broken, and my grandpa always wants his espresso, so that was what that was about. We have to make that now. Tone that down too. That can recede in the dark. I think that's totally fine. And actually, I don't think there's any shame in using a couple of photo bashes or references or stuff like that, as long as you kind of integrate them in the image. And when I first started here with the stream, I don't think I even streamed that long, like 20 minutes. All of these figures really looked out of place and yeah, really photo bashed. And I think now it's slowly coming together. I mean, it's still not perfect, but at least I can see it. That they are slowly merging with the other part of the image. As long as you don't lie about it being photo bashed, yeah. I mean, why would you? I don't think there's any, yeah, let's say any shame in using that, as long as you use public domain images or use stuff that isn't copyrighted. Obviously, using copyrighted stuff is a big no-no. But a part of that, I think it's totally okay. It's like if people complain about photo bashing, it makes me wonder, like all of the sample brushes that you have, I mean, is that photo bashing? I guess sometimes that is based off a photo and you use it as a brush, so then it's okay. I don't know, for me it's just a tool. And I guess some other part where I think photo bashing would be a bad idea is if you're doing illustration work and you promise like your client to draw everything by hand and then you do photo bash, obviously that's a bad idea. But I personally come more from the background of concept art, and with concept art it's usually just important to get stuff out really quickly and then use whatever is at your hand to turn your idea into images. And yeah, I mean, you can have varying opinions about this, but it's a work in progress that that is more to my heart, I would say. Yeah. Using anything but a soft round brush and the pixel brush. Yeah, that would be would be challenging. But then again, I did images where I used just like one brush. It wasn't like the soft brush, because I think it would be harder to create hard edges with them. And the pixel brush, I mean, it doesn't have any anti-aliasing, but I did a lot of paintings just with this brush. And even this image, even with the photo bash, it's like, I'd say 99% just this chop brush. Okay, let's look at the whole image. Let's see where we can improve some things. Okay. See if we can add a bit of shadow tone here. Go hydration, that's very important. Thank you, Gaming Hamster. Very important to stay hydrated. Let's see, I think this arm looks a bit large. Let's see if we can introduce some light here. And maybe use the painterly blender to blend that a bit. Let's see. One thing that I don't like now is this separation here. I think either we get rid of the mist totally, or we extend it and make it even a bit brighter. Let's see how we are approaching this. I think that was the color of the mist. I think we can grab a bit of that pinkish hue. I need to experiment a bit with this, but we're getting somewhere. Also, a reminder to save. You're right. I need to save. Thank you, Gaming Hamster. Saving takes so long. This is why I don't save that often. Got the painterly blender. Blend this a bit. Yeah, I quite like that. Okay, let's... And if you really think, you really see how this improved the overall look of those golems here. I think we did a good job with this. Let's use the ZooBrush maybe in here. Blend this a bit. need to add a bit of those orangey tones to this guy, I think. Let's see. I still think we need to play a bit with the color variation here. Like he looks really a bit buffed compared to the other ones. But I think that's okay. Stone monsters come in all shapes and forms. If one hits a gym more often, not a big problem. Slowly it's coming together. I think we can even tackle a bit more of the landscape. So I think now this looks pretty cohesive. I think we can maybe push the arm a bit more in the background here. Maybe I created a tangent here by accident. I still think this looks good. Yeah, I do think, especially here at the intersection of the mist layer, maybe we can add a bit orangey and yellow tones. And let's see, I mean, I talked about the landscape, but I really want to emphasize the livingness, I guess, of these stone creatures. So let's try to accentuate the stone lines and maybe make them glow. I don't know if this works. I think I need to experiment with that first, and then we will see if it works or not. I do think that looks kind of cool. I think I will keep that. What do you think? Does it work? I mean, it's a bit cliche, isn't it? Kara already mentioned that this looks a bit like World of Warcraft, and I'm really not a World of Warcraft player, but I do think I saw some of these things in there, so I don't know. The cool thing is, if I don't like it, I can easily get rid of it because it's on another layer. I might even just leave some of the lines in, not all of them. let's try something. Let's just select the preserve transparency feature here. Then we can use the soft round brush. And now we have a bit of color variation in here. What we can also do is grab the reddish color and go to another layer, make that color dodge. I think is maybe we can use glow. I'm not too sure about that. I mean, we can also darken this down a bit if it's too strong. Yeah, it's a bit too strong, but I think a little bit of that is pretty cool. It might be too strong a bit. Darken that down. Yeah, I think something like that could be cool. Okay, let's paint some of the landscape. And I do think I want to start with that focal point here with the, yeah, I don't know, lava stream cave. I don't even know what that is exactly. Yeah, let me, please. Oops, Studio Paint. Okay. Is that even? No, I'm painting in the wrong direction. Okay, like light should be here, and the shadows should fall to the other side. Let me grab maybe the Feng Shui brush. I need the full image. Details I can add later. Yeah. It's a bit dark, isn't it? Yeah. Need to lighten up the shadow. Quite a bit. Let me also grab the perspective tool. can really emphasize the perspective. Okay. And we also need some additional shadow color here. We introduce some spill light from the lava. And let's change to the chalk brush again. I think for the most part this works. Get rid of the perspective tool for a moment. To emphasize the line change here. And I also want to emphasize the glow of this vanishing point here. And again, if you have any questions regarding my technique, I know constantly people are coming in and going out, it's totally fine. But just a quick reminder that I like to talk with you about art stuff and also other stuff if you like to talk about that as well. But no need to do that. I know a lot of you are also painting on your own, which is totally fine with me. Just a quick reminder. As usually, sometimes I run out of things to talk about and helps to get the creative juices flowing, you know? So, proper hydration is also very important. Thank you, Gaming Hamster. They also need to save, so let's do both things after I added a few. perspective lines here and there. For the most part, looks okay. Still a couple of issues. But we'll tackle them one after another. Okay, let's save. That takes a bit of time. And let's see what we can do here now. I think one issue that I have with this area is that usually light should shine on that thing, but we don't have that much light, so let's try to fix that. Also, when this comes to the bottom, there should be a lot of spill light in here. Let's grab the perspective 2 once more. Make sure we are drawing on perspective. And again, I need to take my time with this. This takes a while to get it right. My intention is now to conditioning you. I'm Pavlov's dog now, am I? So, and actually, to condition me, you would need a positive stimulus, right? I mean, but I mean, I hear my girlfriend, so I guess that is a positive stimulus. So that would be operant conditioning then. Yeah, let's don't talk about psychological things. Otherwise I will get dragged back into thinking about work, which is something I want to avoid, at least for the weekend. Getting water is positive. Yeah, you're also right, yeah. I think we can bring that intensity a bit higher. Yeah, for the most part that works, I think. let's look for some spill color here as well. And we have to decide where exactly the lava stream comes to an end. I think that's here. We do have a bit of tangent then. Yes, this will be more like it. Okay, have I told you about tangents? I think a lot of people don't really know what I'm talking about when I talk about tangents. So, real quick, let's do a quick lesson about tangents. So I'm gonna save this and I show you what I mean by that. I mean, it's something I mentioned this so much, and I think I explained it like one time. So let's do that again. Okay, we need first wait. As soon as I grab the water, everything is saved. So what I mean by tangent, let me create another image real quick. And okay. Nobody is interested in me explaining stuff, but anyway, this is also for YouTube, so it's okay. Well, let's get a gray color so that it's not so hard to look at. So by tangent I mean something like that. If you have like a simple box, and if another box continues directly at this angle, like it's continuing it directly to this point, like this would be kind of a bad tangent. Or if you like follow the line and the next thing directly continues it even though it's a totally different object. That doesn't make a lot of sense with the box, as you can stack boxes, and I think that's okay too to have it like that. But yeah, sometimes if they are totally different objects and they intersect like exactly at that point, which was happening like here a bit. And you need to be aware of that, as usually this creates bad composition. Okay. That's just a quick lesson. Let me grab the chalk brush again. I think this is okay to have it like that, because the human eye, usually if you look to something real bright, everything else will look a bit darker, so I think that's okay. I think here we have to be a bit more careful with the darker tones. do think those elements here are a bit round. Don't think that works that well with the composition, so let's try to give all of that a bit more of an angle. Okay, for the most part I think that's how I want it to look, especially at that area down here. Oh, I really like that color. This should be a bit more in the background, so I think no, this doesn't work. Should I just overpaint this? I think I should. And again, we have a bit of a tension going on here. We can get rid of this. I think that looks cool to have like little lava puddles in here. Stuff that comes out of this rocky thing. Yeah, I do think we improved that a bit. We suffered a bit from contrast creep though. So... Don't think it's that bad, but I might have to overpaint that later on. Let's see. I mean, we also need to improve those rocks a bit. Let's include the perspective grid once more. Jungwolle, nice to have you here on the stream. 3 golems on their way to work. And the boss waits at the horizon. Yeah, it's Sauron. Yeah, maybe. And you're a real man of art. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed this piece. This was done for Gibby. He requested a volcanic landscape. And I think it already looks pretty nice. I still have a couple of issues, but I always have a couple of issues with various parts of the image. It's nothing new. But what saves that? Usually time. Just overpainting the thing over and over again. And maybe let's flip the entire image. I think that's too bright. Darken this down quite a bit. I think the rock looks a bit too contrast creepy, especially with the shadows. I feel like I've overdone them. Did that improve stuff? It's really hard to nail exactly shadow color in here. I do think we need to be a bit more bold with that though. Bless you! Girlfriend just sneezed. Oh. Hope nothing major changed in the image now. Should be fine. Yeah, I really think us being a bit bolder with the shadows helped the image. Sometimes you need to overpaint stuff, even though you you have done a lot of work in a specific area, you shouldn't be bound to it. With painting, it's always a bit of pushing and pulling, and sometimes you do stuff wrong the entire time, and you have to redo it at some stage and not stick to your mistakes, even if you invested time in it. Already can get rid of that. Maybe a bit more glow shine on the legs of the golems. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Thanks for bringing this up, Jungwolle. Let's see. I do an experiment here. I select the soft round brush and go again into the color dodge mode. I think it's not exactly the right color. Let's try a couple of things. Add glow. I think add glow works better. And yoga hydration, a bit too bright. Yeah, I need to tone that down. Stuff like that. I think that's nice. I think that was a good idea. It needs to be subtle. It doesn't need to take like full attention. Just you barely notice it, but it adds a bit of interest. Oh yeah, something like that. I think that's totally fine. Yeah, whatever. Thank you. It was a good idea, but I do need to do one thing though. Like I need to merge everything down now because we have 1 million layers. I think this I don't want to merge down because I like to have foreground and background separated. That's the only thing I really use layers for. I mean, obviously I did a couple of effects here and there, but I don't want to keep them in during the whole process. And this also goes hand in hand with what I said earlier, that you kind of shouldn't be too committed. And I think having a lot of layers is the opposite. That way you don't commit to anything. You just I might go back and change this and that. Yeah, you can do that, then just paint over it. It makes far more sense than to have a couple bazillion layers. There are people who like to work like that, and people who do that very good. So obviously this is just my view on things, my workflow in particular. But I think for 99% of artists, they really struggle with that. And I remember a lot of my earlier pieces where I had like a couple of 100 layers, and it added nothing to the image at all. If anything, it made the whole thing more digital and less of an artistic piece and more of a Photoshop piece. And I don't know. It's just something I don't really like. I like this painterly feeling that all of my... I guess it also has a Photoshop-y look to it because of all the hard edges. But still, it looks drawn. It doesn't look like this brush all over. Okay. Let me grab a bright color. And a lot of images that I see are like this, all over, and just not something that I like so much. I think that's a bit dark in this area. I think that should be like the darkest color. The cloud on the right looked like carrying drawn diamonds. You mean these here? Yeah, those aren't really finished. I wanted to have a bit of a storm going on here, and we haven't really covered that area yet. I think this looks cool, and I think we can even accentuate that by doing something with the figure here. Like, I think we can... Okay, obviously this looks way bad, but have the stuff above his hands, and you know what I mean. And like have him summon a giant storm or something like that. I don't know, just an idea. I need to draw that. I think first and foremost, the main eye catcher of that image are those golems and the lava stuff beneath them. So usually what I try to do if I get overwhelmed by all of the details in an image is to just focus on the main selling point of the image. Usually that is a pretty good idea. Because you can get away with a lot. I mean, even if the sky doesn't work, it works in context of the image, if you know what I mean. You mean like he raises the storm by magic, something like that. I don't know if that makes a whole lot of sense. I think purely from artistic view, It would look pretty cool, I imagine, but I don't know. Let's see if we can detail out that mountain here a bit more. Let me grab the brush strokes. I think we can introduce a bit of brush strokes, bit of painterly effects here. I don't know, it's very subtle, but it's there. I don't think we need this at the top though. I need to redraw that. For that I need a chop brush. This should be smoother. Let's go for the brush strokes once more. And I also need the perspective grid, as I do think we haven't accentuated that enough. For me personally, it really helps me to have the grid on screen and have that like spaced out like that. That I have a rough estimation. I don't want to this to be too dense, and I don't want it like really spaced out either. But like that, it's just perfect. That way I can see how the perspective should flow. And always follow those lines in a more or less concise movement. And if we do that enough and just right, it will create the illusion of perspective. Sounds like a short story made by Poe. Interesting. I'm not a good storyteller, but I do think I know what looks cool. So usually it would make more sense for me to work together with somebody who is really good at storytelling and giving me like a couple of cues, and then I can paint that. But usually I also want an artistic license a bit. Like drawing like totally accurately something, especially if it's sci-fi or something like that, sometimes doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Sometimes you want to, or oftentimes you want to have it look cool rather than totally realistic. And there are a couple of like movies and stuff that are both, that are like pretty realistic but also cool in a way, like sci-fi stuff. but they're far and in between. Like I can think of 2001. That would be stuff like that. I mean, look at the space and the spaceship. Even though it looks cool, it functionally makes more sense than just the suspense of disbelief kind of stuff like a lot of movies operate on. If you see something like Edge of Tomorrow or Matrix or I don't know. I just wanted to mention a really cool sci-fi film. Like I think Star Trek is a bit more in the realm of make it work, and it doesn't need to look that cool also. But stuff like Star Wars and the movies I just mentioned, they are going more for a coolness vibe, and most of the entertainment industry works like that. Make it cool rather than make people think it works, even though it doesn't need to. Okay. The rocks in the center are pretty. I also like them. I need to work on this a bit more, but it's starting to look nice. If he, she, it gives the words, you give the form and shape. Yeah, this is sometimes when I work with other people, makes the most sense to work like that. And a perfect sci-fi film would be a mix of 2001 and Darkstar. You know Darkstar? I really like that movie. It's a cool. It's Carpenter, right? Oh man, I'm really a Carpenter geek, and now I'm having a bit of a hanger. Do you think is Darkstar from Carpenter? I'm pretty sure. I don't want to see anything. It's John Carpenter. Okay. I barely had a heart attack there. Because I kind of lost the information that he did it. At the end of the day, I still remembered it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that would be a cool movie to have a mix of both. I think this is a bit dark. Lighten that up a little bit. This could be a wall, something like that. I really like painting mountains. It's so much fun. I bet you can see that. And if you just take time, it's amazing how everything kind of flows together. Let me see. Let me grab the brushstrokes brush and let's get into here, add a bit more detail. The glowing surfing scene on the atmosphere is a big part of film art. Yeah, I know what you mean. And if you're drawing mountains like that, it's always a good idea to have the shadows be in blue and the highlights be a bit more in warmer colors. And if you stick to that, you usually will arrive with something that is quite nice to look at. Let's look at the whole image again. And you can already see that we improved this quite a bit. Looks very nice. And I think these mountains here are a bit too dark. So let's try to push them back. I think best idea would be to do that on this layer and use the soft round brush and push them back just ever so slightly. And I think wax. Should have done that on another layer, that way I could dial this up perfectly, but it makes sense, it looks good. Oh. I think this should be like the darkest color. Foggy. Yeah, I like to paint a lot with this Fumato effect, as this usually makes it pretty clear what is in front and what is in back. So there are a couple of ways to just indicate this by overlapping, but Fumato is one of the monochromatic depth indicators that we humans perceive. Like if you have these mist between the various areas, our brain just tells you, yeah, that is kind of far away, and it is yeah, it is a very huge mountain in this case. I said monochromatic, didn't I? It's not monochromatic. I just missed the right term there. Like monoocular? I don't think that's even a word. I think I could explain it in German a lot better. It basically means if you have a 2D surface and you want to show depth, then there are certain depth indicators where you only need one eye. This is what I wanted to tell. I need to save. You are right, Gaming Hamster. I should save. And when I do that, I might also need to grab something to drink. Let's save. I mean, with this image and with our stream, I think these are pretty subtle effects. We can look at the original image again, but they kind of add up, I really think. Okay. Clip Studio Paint. Please don't crash on me. Don't do this. Just saving. I had to look 5 times to see the snow cap on the mountain far away. Yeah, I didn't even painted that in on purpose. I don't know. Sometimes you, the viewer, do the work for me. I just paint a couple of strokes, and if I do that just right, it has a certain feeling, and it looks like snow, or it looks like grassy fields or cliff or something like that. Sometimes I'm not even aware of that. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, I'm not too sure about those mountains far in the background, because they are lighter than the very moody and cloudy sky. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not gonna start with the storm clouds here, as I think I need a full stream focusing on this. And try to blend them all together, but still I think I will get rid of these mountains. Like them too much. I think this is okay. Let's get rid of this. Let's just overpaint this. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Meinst du Tiefenunschärfe? Nein, nicht ganz das, was ich meine. Also dieses monookulare Sehen bedeutet halt, dass du, wenn du in die... Warte mal. Sorry for the short German, but it's so much easier to explain that way. Wenn du eine Landschaft hast, dann hast du generell 3 Ebenen. You have 3... I try to explain it in English. You have 3 main parts of your landscape image. That is once the sky, which is usually pretty bright. You have a midground, which is kind of mid-tone, and then you have a foreground. And as soon as you have those 3 elements, even though you don't have any major overlapping, like here, this is actually a good example of a bad tangent, like this would be a bad tangent, then your brain tells you that this stuff is in the foreground, this is the midground, and this is the background. Yeah, it's layers, yeah, kinda. And what you can also do to enhance it with the sfumato is just to, I hope I can do that real quick, just to select this part and then use the soft round brush to add a bit of mist in here, I guess. And then you can do the whole thing over and over again to have multiple layers of mountains. Like, that's basically the idea, and this is the Sumato effect. I mean, obviously drawn pretty bad, but you get what I mean. Okay. Let's look at this part of the image, I guess. And here we have that problem a little bit. I think what I wanted to do is select that out. And push this a bit more in the background. Oh, well. Really need to be very subtle with this. Maybe I can erase out some of those areas, but I can reintroduce the stone color a bit. I think that worked. Better not. I think so. I think by having that barely visible, it creates this separation. Maybe we can tone that off even more. I think here we can erase almost everything. We don't do this close to the tower. I mean, we have this mist area here, but I didn't plan to a lot more with this. I think what we did here, like, look at especially this area is what I was worried about. This area here, and if we, oh, sorry about that, if we add just a bit of the atmospheric perspective, you get such a nicer separation here. Otherwise the lines flow in each other, and I'm not really a fan of that. Yeah, I think we can do that. Let's darken this down a bit more. I can even try to add a bit more blue into here and then make that continue. Yeah, not a big fan. Sometimes you have to try out things. It's good, but only there, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't overdo it. Let's get rid of the perspective grid once more. Let me skip that track. That's it. It's a bit irritating. But yeah. It's constantly getting better. Let's introduce the perspective grid once more. It should be a bit brighter, not too much though. And I do think I want to, first of all, merge everything down again. And here I want to blend this a bit. Let's grab the Painterly blender, because I really don't like those hard edges in this area. Yes. Looks a lot cleaner, a lot nicer. Nice. Oh, we have I painted on this. I have painted on this layer. Okay, this is actually bad. I need to select this out and copy it to another layer, and that layer I can merge down. Okay, I think now everything should work. Let me grab the Painterly blender. Yeah, now I can blend this. Nice. Okay, I painted on the wrong layer. Sometimes that happens. let me see. I think especially in this area we should accentuate this a bit more. Really show that there's lava flowing and we have all of this spill light. Again, this would be a perfect spot to demonstrate what I was talking about when I talked about tangents. Like, this would be a very bad tangent, as this continues this line in a very unpleasant way. Okay, saving our recovery information. And again, for the most part, this seems to work. It's always a good idea to paint both positive and negative. This time I shaped the rock here in this area by removing parts of it, not just drawing it, and combining both removing and painting usually yields the best results. At least in my opinion. Let's see. We can improve this further. Okay. We've reached the 2-hour mark, and I really like our progress here. I think we came a great way. So let's save this and compare it one more time to the image where we started from. and let's ask ourselves what this even needs. I think I really need to work on the stormy cloud, but I feel like this shouldn't be with the same amount of hard edges. I really need to make this a bit more looser. I have to see. And I need to work a bit on the foreground. I think those are the two elements that are still missing. I could refine the mountains, that's always fun. Might do that in the next stream to come into the stream. But for the most part, this worked pretty good. So let us open the other image. And I think really the improvements are clear. I especially like that I overdid the mountain area here. And also the golems look a lot nicer now. So yeah. I think the mountain area is a bit more subtle, but I still think it's a bit more detailed, and yep, I'm happy. Now, we go to the second part of the stream, and that would be me playing some retro games in German. Yeah, I take a quick break, and then I'll be back, and then we look what we are playing today. So everybody, thank you. That was a great stream. I had a lot of fun, and I see you guys either next time or in a few minutes when we go to the gaming part. So goodbye, take care.